Big changes are coming to Days of Our Lives, and today, we're diving deep into one of the most emotional stories unfolding behind the scenes. Billy Flynn, who has brought Chad DiMera to life for years, is officially leaving the show, but how exactly will Chad's exit play out? Death? A shocking departure? Or maybe, a miraculous twist? Let's break it all down. The countdown has officially begun. Thanks to Days of Our Lives' famously long lead time between filming and air dates, Chad DiMera, played by the irreplaceable Billy Flynn, will continue appearing on screen until early 2026. But behind the scenes, the wheels of farewell are already in motion. As fall and winter creep closer, the show will start planting the emotional seeds for Chad's departure, and by the time we reach the end of 2025, fans should brace themselves for the beginning of a long, heartbreaking goodbye. This won't be a sudden vanishing act. This will be a slow, layered unraveling of Chad's world, full of final moments, unfinished goodbyes, and painful choices. Recent behind-the-scenes photos from the 60th anniversary promotional shoot gave us a huge hint about what's coming. Billy Flynn was spotted alongside Annalyn McCord, Kat Green, and Dan Foyereagle, E.J. DiMera, standing together, smiling, laughing, but also carrying an unmistakable tension. What does it mean? Is the show setting up a dramatic love triangle between Chad, Kat, and E.J.? Will Kat's affections be tested, or even redirected, just as Chad faces the biggest decision of his life? Could loyalty shift, heartbreakingly, right as Chad prepares to walk away from Salem? The puzzle pieces are moving fast now, and when they lock into place, the emotional fallout could change Salem forever. Now, the big question every Days fan is asking: how will Chad exit the canvas? Right now, there are three major, and equally gut-wrenching, possibilities. In Salem, tragedy is practically a tradition. Chad could fall victim to deadly danger, and there's no shortage of threats. Clyde, still a lingering monster in the shadows, could easily spell doom for Chad. A shocking death would devastate the DiMera family. It would tear through Salem like a hurricane. But remember, in Days' history, death is rarely permanent. Chad could always return someday, if the fates allow it. Another option? A quiet transition. The show might decide to recast Chad, just as they've done before with Sonny, Stefan, and even Gabby. In this version of events, Chad would stay in Salem, but with a new face and a new energy. It would allow Chad's story to continue, but it would come at the bittersweet cost of losing Billy Flynn's unforgettable portrayal. Finally, the most emotional, and possibly the most satisfying, option. Chad could choose to leave town, driven by grief, by hope, or by one final mission. Maybe he can no longer bear the memories that haunt Salem's streets. Maybe he finds a clue, a whisper, that Abigail might still be alive somewhere. Maybe he leaves not to mourn, but to fight for a future he thought was lost forever. A voluntary exit would preserve Chad's story, and leave the door wide open for a triumphant return someday. For Chad DiMera, moving on was never truly an option. Since the brutal night Abigail Devereaux was taken from him, Chad has existed in a world of shadow, a man going through the motions, raising his children with love, but carrying an unbearable emptiness deep inside. Every laugh, every fleeting smile, was touched with sorrow. Every hopeful moment was haunted by what could have been. Abigail wasn't just his wife. She was his anchor, his future, his home. And now, after years of grief, a whisper of hope begins to rise. In the shadows of Salem, signs emerge that Abigail's story may not be over. Clyde Weston, the man responsible for so much destruction, lies in a coma, his secrets locked inside him. Gwen, Abigail's complicated half-sister, behaves strangely, hinting at hidden knowledge, keeping truths buried just beneath the surface. And then there's the most damning sign of all, the chilling discovery that Abigail's grave is empty. Could it be? Could the woman Chad has mourned every day still be alive somewhere, waiting, fighting to return to the family that was ripped away from her? The mere possibility is enough to shatter the fragile world Chad has built for himself. If the rumors are true, if Abigail still breathes, then every choice Chad has made since her death comes crashing down. The pain, the healing, the tentative steps toward a future without her. It all dissolves. Because there's no force stronger than love. And Chad's love for Abigail has never wavered. If he learns she's alive, nothing, not Salem, not guilt, not fear, will keep him from finding her. Imagine it, Chad, packing his life into boxes, saying tearful goodbyes to his children, but this time, not because he's giving up, but because he's going to fight for a second chance at happiness. A bittersweet off-screen reunion. A whispered promise that somewhere, Chad and Abigail are rebuilding their lives, together. It would be the perfect way to honor Chad's legacy. A man who never stopped believing in love, no matter how dark the world became. And for the fans who have loved him, and them, for so long, it would be the ending they deserve. But while Chad's story could find its long-awaited peace, Salem's tangled web is far from entangling. Because not everyone will get a happy ending. Kat Green, quietly and patiently, has been falling in love. Not with a fantasy, but with the man Chad has become, wounded, guarded, but still so full of heart. Her bond with Thomas and Charlotte has only deepened that affection. Her laughter with them, the way she wipes their tears, the gentle patience that even Abigail would have admired. For Kat, Chad represented the hope of something real. Something earned, something built from shared pain and mutual healing. But if Chad walks away, if he leaves without fully explaining why, Kat will be left devastated, abandoned without closure. And in the aftermath of that heartbreak, another familiar figure will be waiting in the wings, E.J. DiMera. E.J., complex, cunning, and equally bruised by loss, could offer Kat the comfort she desperately needs, and perhaps a path she never expected to walk. Their connection wouldn't be simple. It would be messy, twisted, inevitable. Kat, reeling from rejection. E.J., seeking a distraction, or perhaps something deeper. Both of them carrying wounds too deep for anyone else to understand. A slow-burning triangle fueled by guilt, passion, and longing. A triangle that could shift the entire balance of power at DiMera Enterprises, and tear families apart in the process. Because in Salem, love isn't just about hearts. It's about loyalty. It's about survival. And sometimes, it's about choosing the wrong person, just to feel something again. As Chad rides off in search of what he lost, Kat and E.J. could be left behind to pick up the pieces, and to decide whether comfort is enough when true love slips through their fingers. One choice, one goodbye, and everything changes forever. So, what lies ahead for Chad DiMera, and for all of us watching? An ending filled with heartbreak, or maybe, just maybe, a spark of hope that refuses to die. The coming months will set the stage for one of the most emotional farewells Salem has seen in years. A goodbye layered with pain, longing, and the weight of all the years Chad has fought, loved, and lost. Will Chad meet a tragic end, caught in the crossfire of Salem's endless wars? Will he simply vanish into the night, leaving behind broken hearts and unfinished promises? Or, in the most poetic twist of all, will he find the miracle he's been denied for so long, a chance to reclaim the love he thought was lost forever? Every clue points to a goodbye that won't just close a chapter, it will tear pages from the very heart of days of our lives. And in true Salem fashion, answers will only come after unbearable tension, stunning betrayals, and one final leap of faith. Billy Flynn's final months as Chad DiMera promised to deliver a masterclass in heartbreak and resilience. Every scene will be heavy with meaning. Every look will carry the weight of 1,000 memories. Every decision could be the one that writes his legacy. Because in this town, no love story is ever truly over. No death is ever truly final. And sometimes, the most powerful endings are the ones that leave the door just slightly, achingly open. So stay tuned, because in Salem, every goodbye cuts deeper. Every secret lingers longer. And every love story still dares to find its way back home. Thanks for watching. If you connected with this emotional journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell, so you never miss another Days of Our Lives spoiler, theory, or heart-wrenching update. We'll see you in the next video, where every heartbeat, every betrayal, and every farewell changes everything.